Good morning, Kimberly Panthers. This is Mr. Sally. Welcome you to another exciting week of virtual and in-person learning at Kimberly Elementary School, where we strive to build hope in action, belief in action, success in action. During homeroom, students should quickly finish their breakfast and ensure that they have all their materials for learning. Instruction will begin promptly at 8 a.m. for both our in-person and virtual students. Here are some expectations for a successful virtual learning experience for our boys and girls who are joining us at home. Make sure that you listen and follow the directions of your teacher. If you're having trouble, use your teacher's office hours for help, or send them an email, or possibly even put your question in the chat. Take care of your device and learning materials, and don't take your devices outside. Unless, of course, that's the best place for you to get internet connection, but then be careful to not break your device. Keep your camera on and your microphone on silent. For our boys and girls who are in person, please make sure that you are mindful that you are wearing a mask daily that covers both your nose and your mouth. You sit behind your desk shield at all times unless it's at lunch. Maintain social distancing in classrooms, hallways, and cafeteria. Only use your own supplies. Do not share supplies or food with others. Wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use sanitizer when soap and water are not available. Ensure that your devices are shut down and fully charged overnight because you'll need to bring those back and forth to school, as well as headsets and your charging cables. Have your parents complete the daily attestation form. And if you have exposure to COVID 19 or you are positive to COVID 19, make sure that your parents call the school and also to complete the COVID 19 notification form. Bring water bottles as the water fountains are turned off. And do not, I repeat, do not come to school sick. For the week of February the 1st through the 5th, our weather this week, it looks like we're going to start out with lows in the 20s. We're going to have lows that go down to the lowest 29 and in the 30s, but our highs are going to start off cool this week and Monday and Tuesday in the 40s. But by Wednesday, we'll jump to 54 degrees as our high. And on Thursday and Friday, we're going to have highs in the 60s with a little bit of rain possibly on Friday. But we'll see what happens as the week goes on. Our specials rotation for this week is on Monday, we'll have specials rotation 5. On Tuesday, it'll be day 1 again. On Wednesday, of course, is asynchronous. On Thursday, specials day 2. And on Friday, specials day 3. Now, I know I mentioned something about band last week, and I have not shared that information with you yet because our band teacher is still working on that schedule. And some of you may end up having band on Wednesdays, but we'll let you know by the end of this week when that band schedule is finalized. So coming up this week, we have Asynchronous Wednesday on the 3rd. And then next week, Monday, our grade 3 through 5 students will return for those that have elected for face-to-face. On the 11th, we have our Principals Chat and Chew. And instead of that morning time, we're actually going to offer the Principals Chat and Chew in the evening at 6 o'clock. And then we have another Go Team meeting where we'll be discussing our school budget on the 17th of February. So all of my parents who are interested in our budget need to come to that meeting. Our IB Learner profile for the month of February is Communicator. We express ourselves confidently and creatively in more than one language and in many ways. We collaborate effectively, listening carefully to the perspectives of other individuals and groups. Wow. So a good communicator is someone who not only can speak possibly multiple languages, because most of us really have our one language that we speak, unless you think about, hmm, sometimes I'm speaking standard English and sometimes I'm speaking in a vernacular that I might call common English, slang, friend talk. And so that is a way to be able to communicate effectively with my peers versus communicating at school and with other persons in professional environments. But more importantly, when we talk about being a good communicator, it's also being a good listener, which means we're listening carefully to other people's perspectives, um, and we're collaborating with them. So that means we're taking our perspective and their perspective, and we're able to create an environment where we can talk and learn from each other without conflict. So if you want to know more about how to be a good communicator, talk to your teacher about it. I want to say happy birthday to the following Kimberly Panthers who will be celebrating their birthday this week. Benny is celebrating his birthday on the 2nd, Kamaya on the 3rd, Tremond on the 4th, Kamora and Timothy are both celebrating their birthdays on the 5th, Taraji and Paris are celebrating their birthdays on the 6th, and Nyla is celebrating her birthday on the 7th. Happy birthday, Kimberly Panthers. We don't have any staff birthdays this week. And now for a few announcements. First, I want to remind everyone that February is a special time for African Americans in the United States and across the globe. It's African American History Month, or Black History Month, as some people call it. This is a time of year in the month of February where we honor and recognize the contributions and achievements of African Americans in the United States.
Hello, my Kimberly family. This week is a special week. February 1st through 5th, 2021 is National School Counseling Week. School counselors are all in for all students. I want to take this time to let you know that all during this week, I will be sending things out to the teachers so that they could show the students, along with themselves, how appreciative I am of all the things that you all have done to make me feel special and my job a lot easier. So, to start it off, I want to do one thing for you. I want to give a certificate of appreciation to all of the staff and students for your service and contribution to the school counseling program at LOKimberly Elementary in honor of National School Counseling Week 2021. I love each and every one of you, and I'm here for each of you. Know that I am always your loving school counselor, Mrs. Reed. Bye.
All righty. Thank you, Miss Reed, for letting us know about National School Counseling Week. So, boys and girls, you might want to think of a way that you can possibly get a message to Mrs. Reed to let her know how much you appreciate the support that she provides you, your families, and everyone in the Kimberly community. Want to remind our boys and girls of our updated reopening plan because initially our third through fifth grade students were coming back to school today, but they're not going to come back until next week on February the 8th. So we're looking forward to seeing our third, fourth, and fifth grade boys and girls walking our halls, being good role models on February 8th. Starting at 7:30 in the morning is when our doors open. So I want to remind all of our boys and girls, our doors open at 7:30. When you are not getting here until 8 o'clock, you are missing out on breakfast and you're missing out on your SEL lesson, your teacher's opportunity to kind of support you in the morning if there's some help that you need with your homework. So you want to make sure that you are getting up early enough to either catch the school bus, which doesn't have that many kids on it, or if you're getting a ride to school, make sure you're getting here at 7:30, boys and girls, 7:45 at the latest. But 8 o'clock is late because once the 8 o'clock bell goes off, technically you're late for school. And that's for our boys and girls who are at home and our boys and girls who are coming into our building face to face. I want to continue reminding our parents to please make sure that you text Fluency to 900 900 and get your free thermometer from our partnership with Kenza. Our parents who are sending their students to school face to face should be completing a daily attestation form. That form, you can get to it by scanning this QR code, or you can go to our school website and you look under the parent tab, and there is a link for you to complete the daily attestation form. Or if you just go to our school website and right there on the front page, there's this same picture here that you see on the screen here. You can click on it and it'll take you right there to our daily attestation form. Otherwise, it's tinyurl.com/y5xc82bu. CurbSmart is a new way in which we're doing an automated dismissal process. This past week on Thursday, we sent home our car tags to all of our families at our school who are face to face. Of course, our third, fourth, and fifth grade boys and girls, you'll get yours when you come back after the eighth. So, what happens with these CurbSmart and why do we have these tags? Well, historically at Kimberly Elementary School, we've had our boys and girls to meet in the cafeteria for car rider and walker dismissal. Well, because of COVID and our need to practice social distancing, we are having our boys and girls remain in their classrooms until they're called down. So when your parent pulls up into the parking lot, whomever is on duty, typically it's Mr. Carroll, will see your car rider tag in the window, which now, if it's raining or it's cold, your parents don't have to let their windows down to talk to us. We'll see that car rider tag, we'll put in the 3-digit number, and that student or students who are associated with that car rider tag will then be notified in the classroom on the teacher's Promethean board, and those kids will come downstairs for dismissal. So again, make sure that you take home your car rider tag and give it to your parents. Now, parents, we also sent home information for you to be able to sign up for a parent account through CurbSmart. And you'll need that school code 9547 in order to do so, as well as your child's car rider tag. That will then allow you to be able to update your profile, add pictures of the people who are supposed to be able to pick up your child in case you change it to a different person than who has the car rider tag, as well as make any transportation changes. So, for an example, your child is normally a bus rider, but you want them to actually be a car rider today. So, all you have to do is go onto CurbSmart, and then when you get here, your child will be called down by the cars. Now, you still want to make sure that you reach out to your teacher just to be certain that they don't get dismissed with the buses, okay? Because if you don't tell the teacher or you don't tell the student, then when the when the buses get dismissed, which typically buses get dismissed before our cars, and your child name doesn't appear on the screen, the teacher may be confused and they may say, well, why isn't Joseph Sally getting dismissed right now with the buses like they normally do? Well, they may not realize that you were switched to car. So you still want to use Class Dojo and let them know, but go right into CurbSmart, and that will make it when you get here, your child will get called down the correct way. Here Comes the Bus is another wonderful tool that Atlanta Public Schools is using. So that way you can track when the bus is near your stop and when the bus gets to school and when the bus leaves the school. And so you get there by going to herecomes-the-bus.com. You click that sign up button, and our school code for that is 87794. Don't forget, free meals for all students in APS starting on happening on Wednesdays on our asynchronous day. You can pick them up at one of those 10 locations or on the bus routes between 2 and 5:30. On Asynchronous Wednesday, what is my child supposed to be doing? So many of you were calling this past Wednesday asking, well, what time does my child get on? Is their teacher going to be on? Well, your teacher will only be on during their scheduled teacher office hours. And so what I do realize is that we need to make sure that we know in the front office when those teachers' office hours are. So we'll be getting that information to you this week. So teachers, as you're listening to this message, please email Miss King in the front office with your office hours. So that way we can have those compiled. And when parents call, we'll know when your office hours are. And that information can be added to our teacher web pages that are online. But on those days, parents, your child may be assigned to do some independent work that they should find on Google Classroom. They may also be assigned to meet with their parents, with their teachers during the day at specific times. So, boys and girls, you want to make sure that you know what time you're supposed to meet with your teacher, if at all, or if you're just working on independent work on that day. But our building will be closed. No one will be available to come to the school on that day. So make sure that you're communicating with your teacher either through Google Classroom or through Class Dojo. I gave out information in our parent newsletter last week, and I'm going to give it out again this week about the Georgia Arbor Day Art and Essay Contest. Remember, the deadline is Friday, February the 16th, 2021. Wear your mask and win free ice cream. Starting on February the 8th, 2021, students will be able to earn dojo points daily, 4 points a week for entry into a drawing where they will win an ice cream, one per classroom per week for wearing your mask without reminders. So, because of course, I don't have enough free ice cream to be able to give every student in our class, in our school, ice cream every week. I wish I did. And if I did, I would. But so what I have to do is I do have enough ice cream to be able to give out 30 free ice creams a week for our 30 homeroom classes. So that means that every student has a chance to win. Now, let's say I wore my mask every day this week and my name was put into the drawing, but I didn't get my name drawn. How then, like, do I get another chance the next week? Yes, you actually will have two chances the next week because every week that your name is not drawn gives you an additional chance the following week for your name to be drawn. Now, once your name is drawn, then that particular name is thrown away. And so your teacher won't be able to pull your name twice from the same drawing, but they from the same entry, but they will be able to pull your name if you have an entry each week. So you could get up to 4 entries per month, and then those 4 entries will then be in there for that entire month. And of course, then those will roll over in the following month as well. Now, teachers will award those dojo points at the end of the day. So that means they cannot have to remind you. You don't want them to have to remind you to put your mask on and to cover your mouth and nose. That happens automatically, and then you don't have to worry about it, and you'll get your dojo points. COVID-19 self-reporting. I mentioned earlier about a self-reporting form. So there are two new forms in Atlanta Public Schools, one for parents to self-report for their students and another for staff to self-report. Now, this does not take away from the need for the parent or for the staff member to notify the school or the front office. So staff members, of course, they call me directly and they let me know either that they either are positive for COVID or they've been exposed to someone who's positive for COVID. Students, of course, your parents should complete this form as well as call the school and let us know that you are either positive for COVID or been exposed to someone in your home or someone outside of your home who was positive COVID. This allows us to give you all the information you need about quarantining, about attending the virtual classes instead of the face-to-face classes, and when you would have to take another COVID test, and then possibly your return date to school. The other information goes to our district so that way we have accurate information at the district level around exposure and positivity. And it also, if there's additional information or changes in APS policy, that information will come directly from the district as it relates to your COVID notification or exposure notification. Those links can be found for staff in our Panther Den and for students on our school website. Congratulations, Asusina. She placed fourth place in the district spelling bee and now will move on to the regional B. We are so proud of us. She represented us well already, and she will represent us again at the regional B. Congratulations, Asusina. Good luck at the regional B. You got all of Kimberly right behind you. And now for a few words of wisdom. In February, we set aside a special time to talk about Black History Month. It gives us a chance to celebrate African American culture and honor those who have made our country and our world a better place. And when we learn more about each other, we find that we have many things in common. Together, we all make America strong. Famous African American poet Maya Angelou once wrote something like this: When we sew a beautiful cloth with the different colors of thread, each thread is important no matter what color it is. The same is true with people. We can all join together to create a better future for America. Each of us brings something important to our country, just like each thread in the beautiful cloth. Take some time this month to learn more about some of the African American heroes who have helped make our country great. With something to think about, this is Mr. Sally. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.
Before school begins this fall, there are several strategies that schools can take to create and maintain a healthy environment. A few examples include cleaning and disinfecting frequently touched surfaces, discouraging students from sharing items, ensuring proper ventilation, and spacing out seating by at least 6 feet. When it comes to slowing the spread of COVID-19, no single strategy is perfect. Think of each strategy as a slice of Swiss cheese. Every strategy has holes or limitations. However, the holes or limitations of one strategy can be offset by the benefits of another. As you put more strategies in place, like stacks of Swiss cheese slices, you're more likely to cover the holes and strengthen your approach to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Each school should work with local health officials to determine what to do and make decisions based on what is feasible, practical, and tailored to the needs and circumstances of the local community. By maintaining a healthy environment, schools can protect students and staff and slow the spread of COVID-19. For more information on strategies that schools can put in place, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19 or the website shown on the screen.
This concludes the weekly announcements. Be sure to be actively engaged in your live face-to-face or virtual sessions starting at 8 a.m. daily. We are Panthers who roar, respect others, own responsibility, always safe and ready at all times. Follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and our school website. Facebook at APS Kimberly is for most of our sites. Join us on Remind. Join your grade level Remind text group in case there's information that is specific just to your grade level. And be reminded of our updated reopening schedule where our 3rd through 5th grade students return on February the 8th.